As the Holiday Cup seems to be the Vigoroth and Obstagoon Cup, also kind of Dubwool Cup, I can try to see what Pokemon really wants those Pokemon, and I thought Ledian might be a cool option. So we're going to take a look at a very spicy team today. We're going to have Chestnut here, going to be able, also as you can see here, by the way, look at this, you saw like the lag there as well. I had the same lag there, which now does not allow me to KO my opponent, which is really crucial that like it's so bad for me right now. But yeah, like in general, this team is very spicy, but it's very cool as well. We are triple weak to fire, which is not really ideal, but there are not a lot of fire types around right now. We're going to have the Chestnut as our safe swap, and we're going to have our Ledian in the back there, with Togedemaru in the lead. Togedemaru, weak to, of course, fire, which is also the same weakness as Ledian, but they're not really that common. Also, but is still weak to ground and as well to fighting type moves. All those moves like ground and fighting type, it gets double resisted by the Ledian, which is also why I thought it might be really cool for like Vigoroth, which main damage source going to be counter, of course. So we will see here dynamic punch hitting and it's the opponent as well, and also we're going to be able to still wall the opponent a little bit. Even though this is an asset spray, we're still going to get to a next move here in time, which is fine. Aerial Ace coming through and we will be able to get the final shield and knock out the opponent now with our Togedemaru. But yeah, I actually played a lot of games of those games that you're going to see as well, not really correctly. I really misplayed a lot. Another thing that I really saw as well was the IVs of my other two Pokemon really hindered me. There were a ton of times where I just barely lost by like 1 HP or something because my Pokemon were just not able to survive those hits. And here, by the way, funny one, they're going to try to catch the move here, didn't work out. They're going to catch the Gyro Ball onto their Victory Bell, which allows me to farm them all the way down. But yeah, a lot of times it was a little bit awkward with that because the IVs that I had just didn't fit for it here as well. I'm just going to be able to get to the moves, but it was kind of close. And you see on the right side, 13, 15, 15 for Togedemaru is not ideal. And also Chestnut is basically the first that I caught back when it got released. So I still haven't gotten a better one either. I have a Hundo or something laying around, but nothing really good for the Great League. And this game was crazy. I think I kind of misplay it because I throw this move here in a really bad spot. Yeah, the opponent got this free charm in, and this free charm going to knock me out. Why? Because my opponent got enough farm because of that they can get to another move, and they run Hurricane for whatever reason, and otherwise it would have been fine. If I just throw my charge move 1 turn faster, I would have been able to not allow the opponent to get a free fast move in, which is always a little bit tricky with 1 turn moves against 3 turn moves, and I would have been able to win this game, but yeah, again, me misplaying here a lot of games as well. Gyro Ball actually does so much more damage than I thought it would do. Like, look at this. I thought it would do way less than that, but we can still go for another Wild Charge. Going to be able to knock out the opponent's Venusaur there, and we can swap into our Chestnut. I actually nearly encountered no Vigoroth or Obstagoon. Like, actually I had like way less in those battles that I had with this team compared to all the battles I had prior, which is of course nice if I try to actually hard counter them with my Ledian in the back, but so is the game, I guess. We will be able to go ahead and go for our Ledian now. Ledian going to have a great time here. Going to be able to take those Body Slams pretty easily, and also, like you see, counter basically does no damage. I can take one, like I can shield one Body Slam here as well. They're going to get to another move, which is awkward, but we still should be fine. We can take this move as well. We're going to be able to hopefully go for one charge move against this War Ring. Going to go straight for the dynamic punch, hitting that as well, but still kind of not over yet. I'm going to get them low though, which is going to be interesting. We can go ahead and go for one Wild Charge. Going to get the final shield of the opponent. And what we can do now is we can shield up the opponent's charge move, and I can farm them down in time. And now it's a race. Can I get to my move in time before the Vigoroth gets to theirs? I can, and I will be able to just barely win. I think we're like 1 turn away was my opponent, so this was a good game there as well, very close one. Next coming up, we're going to see Togedemaru against Lantern. Pretty decent lead. I think you always win this as a Togedemaru if you really want to play it out, but it's also not the best idea. Like, you think, okay, the fast move of the opponent gets resisted, but still Surf does so much damage against you that you cannot take 2 of them no matter what, and I can go for 2 Wild Charges to hopefully knock them out, but I'm going to actually swap out now, as I'm going to be able to resist those moves here pretty easily, and we get out the Frostless, which is cool. Frostless does not want to face off against my Chestnut here, because it's going to have Smackdown as a fast move. And this is like the main reason why I use Chestnut here. I will be able to get out the answers for my Ledian, As long as I don't have 2 answers for Ledian in the deck, which is going to be a Noctowl now, which is really horrible as I can go ahead and go for 1 Superpower. Superpower going to get the final shield of my opponent. I have to go into my Togedemaru. I tried to catch the move, but it didn't work out, I think. And then my opponent going to go ahead. I actually go for the bait here, which is smart by them. I'm going to go into my Ledian now. I should be able to farm them down. And I thought, okay, I should be fine now. I can farm this thing down in time. I should get this thing low enough that I can farm down with my Togedemaru. But actually, it turns out I cannot get to my charge move. And this is going to destroy my gameplay now, because I have to throw now. They were at the surf. And because the opponent baited me before, I won't be able to get to the move in time, and this is going to be a good game again. Again, very unlucky that I just barely didn't get to the move there with my Ledian there. I just need 1 more turn to survive and I would have been fine, but perfectly, of course, losing because of that, but it just happens. We will see the Lantern against us here. Obama coming in, trying to catch the move, I guess, going to catch a big gyro ball in its face, as we can go ahead and go for another wild charge to knock them out straight away. If they want to go back into the Lantern, I still have my Chestnut in the back, which is fine for me. I can just go straight for another charge move as well against them if they want to come in. They're actually going to shield this move up here, which is interesting because, of course, yeah, my opponent has now a shield advantage, but I can go for another wild charge, which will do a ton of damage or get the shield from the opponent. Gonna get a ton of damage on them, which is good for my Pokemon in the back. And I'm still going to get my shield back, which is very good because now it's basically a scenario where my Chestnut has to beat whatever they have in the back together with my Ledian. But of course, again, we're going to have the worst possible Pokemon to face against me. It's a Sandslash and Shadow. If it wasn't Shadow, I think it wouldn't be even a 2-shot here. As a Shadow, I cannot even get to another move. And also, it's even better here. They're going to knock me out, and I will not be able to farm them down because of the part Steel typing here, and my Rock moves are just neutral. And the funny thing is, I think I could have won this game here if I just went for my charge move now. Because I think this is exactly 1 HP, they had a shield left. If they shielded, I would have been fine. And yeah, sadly like this, we will not be able to win this game. And we can move on to the next one. We see a Ninetales in the lead. A very decent lead for me. We see a Lantern coming in. I go straight for the Wild Charge and then swap out into my Chestnut here because it's going to do a ton of damage. And this makes the farm down way easier for me because just Wild Charge itself, just going straight for Wild Charge, does a ton of damage already. We see this Thunderbolt coming through. I don't really care too much about it. I will be able to go for the full farm down. They're gonna get to another surf here and I can still farm them down, but they're still gonna get to another one with 1 HP, which is really unlucky for me, as otherwise I think I would have been able to go for 2 superpowers against the Ninetales. Like this, I can only go for 1 superpower against the Ninetales, which makes it actually way tougher then. And we will go back into our Togedemaru. We're gonna go for the Wild Charge again, trying to get a shield or get some damage on them, as we still have our Ledian in the back. Looks good so far, but I think I'm going to make some mistakes later on again. We will see the Body Slam coming through. We're going to do some nice damage, but not a lot, as we can go ahead and shield up the next move. Fine for me, going to be another Body Slam. I can go ahead. I could actually go for Aerial Ace here instead of Dynamic Punch. I think I should have went for that. We're going to go straight for Dynamic Punch though. Gonna get the shield from the opponent. And like this, I am actually in a little bit of a weaker spot than the opponent, and I make a mistake here by not going for Dynamic Punch. I thought I could swap out in time, I couldn't swap out in time, and because I didn't go for Dynamic Punch, I didn't know at this time that I actually had a shield left. I forgot about the shield that I had, and now it's basically my only play to farm them all the way down or get to 2 wild charges. I wanted to throw there just now, but they sadly get to the move in time, and I completely threw the game here. If I just went for my charge move, I would have been fine, but I didn't do that, so again, I think actually this team works out pretty well if you just play good, and like I definitely didn't have a good day. Just like my opponent after getting hit by this gyro ball here. It's kind of funny. We'll see, I think, a Lantern coming in. Exactly, I actually still remember the battles that I did. That's very good for me. I can go for 1 Wild Charge. This Wild Charge will do some nice damage against them, and this will also going to get them very low. We actually going to shield this move up here. Sadly, they didn't throw prior, and I didn't really want to waste energy. But this next Wild Charge going to get the shield from the opponent anyway, and I will be fine here as I can take this next move from them. Basically, or just wasting some of their energy instead, and we will see a Galvantula coming in. What we can do now is we can swap perfectly onto the launch into our Ledian. Ledian will be able to counter the Galvantula and we are fine. But again, like we didn't really have any good matchups yet for our Ledian. We didn't have any Obstagoon or whatever we have faced yet. And the next team going to be a double fire team. I know that because I literally just went on YouTube before I did those battles and I found Zionic's video about this exact team, so I was like, I'm pretty sure they're going to have double fire in the back. I'm gonna go here, catch the move onto my Chestnut so I can get some wild charges in against the fire types in the back later. Gonna be able to knock out the opponent here with one superpower, and we will see the Charizard coming in, actually getting some damage here, which is kind of important. We will see here that we can go for one wild charge, gonna get them low, gonna go for another wild charge, gonna get them even lower, and now we can swap out into our Ledian and basically clear our debuffs, as this Ledian now going to have a great time, going to go ahead and go for more aerial aces, hopefully, or maybe we're not gonna do that. Maybe we're just going to try to get very, very low here and try to give the opponent basically no farm. And that's exactly what they're going to do here. They're going to actually know this, I think, as well, and see, okay, I don't really want to damage you anymore too much, but yeah, like this, we're going to still be able to go for another charge move, and this is actually more important than you might think, because this allows me now to farm them all the way down with my Togedemaru, and I should have a great time here just shielding this move up, and I should win this game pretty easily now at this point of time, as the Thunder Shock damage going to add up enough to knock out the opponent. Blast Burn, I don't care. Next opponent, final opponent, we will see here Togedemaru into Diggersby. Horrible, horrible lead. We can swap into our Chestnut and we're gonna get out the 90 health. This is the funny thing about Chestnut. We're actually going to be able to go for one charge move here that will get the shield from the opponent. I could have actually went for the energy ball as well, but I guess this is faster. And now I can go ahead and go into my little tiny mice thing, Togedemaru, and farm them all the way down. I think they had some lag there, but doesn't really matter too much. Weather ball coming through, they're going to get to another one anyway, and yeah, I'm going to have to hit now one gyro ball against the opponent and hope that there's something in the back that the Ledian can deal with. Let's see, we can go for the gyro ball now. I actually don't know how much energy gyro ball is. I think it's like 60, not sure, but we will be able to now swap into our Ledian, and we sadly get completely hard-walled from the get-go. Very nice, there's nothing we can do here about this at all, because yeah, wall rain against Ledian, I can go for one dynamic punch here, and it's going to do some nice damage, but not enough to knock them out. I have to invest my final shield, and now I can just see if I can catch maybe the move of the opponent onto my Togedemaru. Definitely not the first one, because I don't have the switch clock up yet, but maybe the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to swap perfectly onto it, but does it really matter? We have to see. Fire Punch coming through. I'm gonna go for the bait, of course, but I don't think I'm going to outspeed them, and that's going to be it for this video. Yeah, like, honestly, I don't really think it's worth it to build a Ledian right now. It needs better fast move and another charge move. Still fun to use it, but also was already very unlucky with the team comps I got, and also I misplayed a lot of games, so I think it could have been better if I just played better. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already, and I see you in the next one. Bye.